Okay, is that better? Got it. Okay, we're back. All right, we sorted it out. Okay, so hello everyone. Let's try this again. Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. All right. Gotta sort out one thing over on this side. Okay, cool. All right. So today we are getting ready for your big time exam tomorrow. So first things first, we have some lecture stuff that we have to go over as we have not had the opportunity to do so. So this is certainly not my fault. I've never had an issue like this ever happen to me before where I totally forgot to cover something. We even had time yesterday or on Friday. So this stuff will 100% be on your exam tomorrow, but I don't want to start doing this just yet um, because I want to make sure everyone's on. So we're going to start this in I'm going to do lecture stuff in 10 minutes. So I want to give as many people the opportunity to get here as possible. So we are just we're not twiddling our thumbs, but I'm going to put up some questions for you, and we are just going to wait just a little bit to make sure that everyone gets the opportunity to be here. If I could just get this up and running. So, okay, so here we go. So we're going to get a couple questions up and running, and then we will get this party started. So, okay, cool. All right, so let's do this. Get some questions in, and then we will be, like I said, we will start the content in 15 or at 8:15. Okay, yes, accommodation is correct. Yep, nope, accommodation is what we're looking for. Accommodation has to do with your lens, obviously. Your lens is what is changing its shape in order for this to all happen, but accommodation is what we are looking for. Okay, good, 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 good. Okay, so next, um, okay, there you go, next question. What's up, Halo? How are you? Long time no see. Okay. Good, good, good. Okay, good, yes. Can I re-explain extinction? Yeah, sure. Eardrum is correct. Good, people. Good, everyone. Okay, I will re-explain extinction here really quick. I just want to Just want to do this quickly. Still alive, can't complain. Still alive and can't complain. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so extinction. So extinction, simply put, is all we're looking at is this can be for both classical or operant conditioning. And what is happening is um, the learning is stopped. For operant conditioning, it's just kind of like the reward or the reinforcement is no longer there, so it kind of just goes away. If this is classical conditioning, the neutral stimulus and the conditioned response are no longer, or the conditioned stimulus and the conditioned response are no longer paired together. And so it's just forgetting. It's like why, the connections between our reward or our neutral stimulus kind of has disappeared. Most often just based on time. Like it was a while ago that I remembered that I gave the example of Teddy jumping up on the door every time I beep my car alarm. So I beep my car alarm, signals that I am home. Teddy runs up to the door, jumps up on the door. He's excited about me returning home. Okay. So during the school year, he's very quick on that. Like the minute I beep the door, he knows I'm home, jumps up at the window. But once school is out through the summer, we don't really do that. And so when we come back 3 months after that learning has not happened and I beep the car alarm, he usually doesn't pop in or he doesn't jump up onto the window for like a week or two as he's trying to remember or that he has forgotten that. So okay, difference threshold. Yeah, so sure, man. Okay, so difference threshold is you have the difference threshold, absolute threshold, same thing, pretty much. Absolute threshold, minimum amount of stimulus needed in order to sense something for the first time. Difference threshold is the minimum amount of stimulus in order to recognize the difference between two things. So, and that's 50% of the time. So it's the exact same thing, but it's just like, okay, I have I don't know. I was out in the sun today, and so when the picnic table I was sitting at, the sun was shading on or is coming down from my right side, so my right hand is slightly more tan than my left hand. And if you look really, really close, the just noticeable difference or the difference threshold is you being able to tell that my right hand is slightly darker than my left hand 50% of the time. That's the difference threshold. Okay, can you please go over the Baby Albert experiment? Sure, Farah. Okay, so Baby Albert was a experiment done by John Watson. It was basically just does classical conditioning specifically work on humans? After Ivan Pavlov's work on dogs, they were just like, okay, does this work with like human beings and stuff like that? John Watson's like, heck yeah, let's start with babies. They're really susceptible to trauma. So this was what we would call aversion conditioning, where they were teaching him to be afraid of something or to not like something. And so what they did is they would put bunnies or mice in front of baby Albert. Baby Albert was a baby, and so he was like neutral with this thing. He hadn't had a lot of interactions with it, so it was like whatever. And so then um, once they had established that he was not afraid of them, John Watson would go behind a curtain and then reintroduce the baby rabbits or the rabbits or the mice to baby Albert. And the minute that baby Albert extended or showed interest in those animals, John Watson would bang on a tin metal sheet or iron metal sheet, whatever, make a lot of noise, make baby Albert cry. And so after a period of time, he became afraid of John Watson's little animals. And so the neutral stimulus became the animals, and those became conditioned stimulus, and they became afraid of it. So that's John Watson's study. He's a terrible person. Okay. Yeah, good. Depth perception, good. Are you going to go over the lessons that you didn't? Yes, I am. We are doing that in 2 minutes. What's the purpose of the bones of the middle ear? Good question, Sarah. The bones of the middle ear are basically just transitioning those vibrations from the eardrum to the cochlea. So that information has to get from the eardrum to the cochlea, and so the bones of the middle ear just literally transfer it over. Are there any specific names we need to memorize for the test? Um, you should know John Watson, who we just talked about. B.F. Skinner is like a name that you should be familiar with because it might pop up. We're going to talk about Albert Bandura today. So I'll talk about Albert Bandura. You'll need to know his name. Those are the only ones that I can think of. So yeah, if I think of any other ones, I'll let you know. So boom. Okay. Yes, there will be 10 questions from Unit 1. That is correct. Can you please go over proximity, similarity, continuity, and closure? Sure, fair. So, do we need to know the eye and ear labels and functions? You don't need, like, I'm not going to put a picture of the ear up, but you need to know what each of those functions are. Like, you need to know what each ones of those do. So, yes. Okay, so Farah, you are asking about proximity, similarity, continuity, and closure. Okay, so just remember, those are all just basic grouping concepts within Gestalt psychology. All of those are just talking about how we process the world and bring it into something more tangible, more understandable. So, things like, looking at similarity, items that are more similar to each other, our brain just kind of like pairs them together and makes them seem like they go hand in hand. So there you go. Uh, you know, Proximity, things that are closer together; continuity, things that have flow; and closure. Those are all examples of grouping in um, Gestalt psychology. Okay, so let's do this. All right, so we have, again, I will lecture over this tomorrow before the exam. You guys are going to have, I believe, 37 minutes to take the test. I believe that's what I wrote down. Yeah, you have like 37 minutes to take the test. So plenty of time. So what that means is that I'll have a little bit of time before to go over stuff. Like when we come in, I'll hand you all of your stuff. You will take whatever notes that you want in class, and then you will take that stuff, you'll put it up to the front, and then you'll take your exam. 50, just as always, it will always be 50. Always 50 questions. Okay, so see if I can pull this up. Okay. All right, so here is, you guys will be doing sea lunch. Anytime we have a test, it'll be sea lunch. Okay, so below is a video for what we're about to talk about, so don't worry about that. Okay. The heck is going on over here? What the heck is going on over here? Why does it just have A? That doesn't make any sense. That is weird. Cool. That's dumb. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Okay, Albert Bandura. Yep, 37 minutes. Yep, know your stuff and you'll be fine. Okay, yes. All right, so Albert Bandura Bobo doll experiment. Okay, so you just need to know about Albert Bandura and the Bobo doll experiment. So the social learning theory, I'll get this all wrapped up together. Okay, so I need to time myself. I need to see how long this is going to take. Okay, so Albert Bandura Bobo doll experiment. So this was an experiment done back in the day. Albert Bandura was studying what we call observational learning. That it is of no surprise to anyone that we that we do a lot of our learning based off of what we watch other people do. We see someone do something, and then we've like, oh, okay, I now kind of know how to do that. I mean, we've all been on YouTube and watched a video of someone fixing a thing, or doing a makeup tutorial or whatever. We observe other people and we learn. Okay, so this is observational learning. So the social learning theory basically says that as part of our process of growing and developing, that we need society, we need to observe society in order to help us grow and develop. So a lot of our developing and growth comes from just like watching other people. So this could be through, again, just watching people. It could be through like people telling us how to do something or explaining it, but that's all part of just our growth and development. So social learning theory is taking observational learning and saying, okay, so this is how we grow and change. This is one of the ways that we develop, is by observing other people. So one of the things that Albert Bandura did when he was doing this study is what is known as the Bobo doll experiment, which you'll need to know. So the Bobo doll experiment goes like this. So back in the day, it was believed that watching violent television was basically like a soother. It released our aggression. And so if you watched like a boxing match, it would make you less aggressive. So Albert Bandura wanted to put this to the test. So what he would do is he got a bunch of kids and he would have them watch these videos. And if you can watch the video, it kind of explains everything that I'm about to explain. But they have all the kids sit down and watch the exact same video. And it is a video of an adult beating up a Bobo doll. So if you look at this picture on the screen, this Bobo doll is basically like an inflatable clown. And on the bottom, it's weighted with sand so that you can, like, if you punch it, it'll like flop down and then it'll pop right back up. And so what this experiment was is we're like, okay, what are the kids going to mimic what the adults do? So half of the kids, I said all of the kids, I apologize. Half of the kids watched the video of the adults, and the other half of the kids did not watch the adults beat up the Bobo doll. So then they would take the kids and they would put them into a room. And this room had awesome toys. It was like all the best toys of that time, like just really, really, really cool stuff. And so the kids would get all excited and be like, oh, okay. So they would get in there, they would get like set up, figure out what toys they wanted to play with. And right as they were about to like get after it, another doctor would come into the room and they would be like, oh, hey, sorry, these toys are for like the good boys and girls. You're over here. And so upset, annoyed, confused, the child would be taken into this other room. And at that point, in the other room are some other toys, definitely not as enjoyable as what was in the previous room. And in the middle is the Boba doll. And the question was, what would the kids do? And obviously, the kids who watched the aggressive adults would then go and do the exact same thing to the Bobo doll, oftentimes mimicking the adults, often coming up with more, creative ways to attack the Bobo doll, all that wonderful stuff. Okay, so that was Albert Bandura's observational learning. Further studies have shown that watching television or doing video games, there's huge debates. Is like, does it make people more aggressive? No, but what it does do is it desensitizes people to violence, and it does show them, like, it gives them things to mimic. So that is observational learning. Okay, if you have questions on this, go ahead and throw up a question in the comments, but otherwise I'm going to have to just steamroll on. Okay, so next. All right, so next we have what is known as learned helplessness. And this picture gives you a perfect example of what learned helplessness is. So the question to you is, why does the horse not just pick up and walk away? Why is it stuck in this place? Obviously, I know it's a picture, but the horse seems perfectly content staying right there. And the reason for that is because the horse has generally been tied to something very strong. And so it doesn't believe, like, it thinks that whenever it gets tied down to something, that it's not going to be able to move or escape. Okay, so they did this experiment a long time ago, and it is not a nice experiment, but we have to talk about it anyways. Okay, so what they did is they had a box, and inside that box there was a little wall, and then inside the box they put a dog. Okay, now the unfortunate thing for this dog is that, well, so the dog could very easily, the dog could very easily jump over the fence and get to the other side. It was a very low fence, so the dog could move back and forth. Now, again, unfortunately for the dog, the bottom of the pen or the cage was electrified. Okay, all of it was electrified. Okay, so what would happen? They would put the dog in the box, they would turn on the electricity, and the dog would jump back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, trying to evade, doing whatever it could to get away from the electric shocks. However, after a period of time, they would realize that there was nothing they could do. So they would just lie down, whimper, and cry. So then you take that same dog and you put him in another box with the exact same fence, and you put the dog on one side, and you electrify the floor on that side, but just on that side. What does the dog do? The dog just lays down, whimpers, and cries. It does not even attempt to jump over to the other side because it has learned that life sucks and that even though it might have the opportunity to get across, that life has not worked out that way, and so it will just do nothing. So learned helplessness is just like a mental state. It's like where you are in your head. And it basically just says that when you have struggled or the times have been bad in a specific area, if those types of challenges come up again, it is unlikely that the person will strive or will even attempt to solve those problems. And I hear this all the time with students. Oh, I'm not good at math. The blah, 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 blah. Okay. And then once they get to a math test, they don't put in all that much effort, or they don't study as much as they could or should, especially if something that they're struggled with, because they are defeated and they don't feel like they can do anything to get out. Um, you have people that grow up in small towns and or in really poor neighborhoods, and they just see all of these people around them not succeeding, and so they believe, hey, I'm never going to get out of here, and so sometimes they don't even try. So there you go. That is learned helplessness. Okay, I haven't had any questions here in like 5 minutes. Is everyone still good? Like, oh, almost 10 minutes. Can I get some thumbs up? Is everyone still A-okay? Uh-oh, I've lost everyone. Oh no. Okay, everyone's still here. Good. Okie dokie. Okay, so there's learned helplessness. Let's keep going. All right, insight learning. Okay, easy. All right, insight learning is literally that aha moment. That's it. That's it. It's just that moment where you realize, like, you might not even be doing trial and error. You might just be like sitting there. There's a problem in front of you, and you're just like, and then you got it. That's insight learning. It is that light bulb moment where you just understand what the problem is. Okay, so there's a psychologist by the name of Wolfgang Kohler. Wolfgang, exactly spell it exactly how it sounds. Wolfgang. Wolfgang Kohler. Kohler. So Wolfgang Kohler was doing a test on this idea of insight learning. What he did is he put a bunch of chimpanzees into a room. He hung some bananas up from a high point, and he just watched. And he was like, all right, well, how are they going to solve this problem? And what he found was that most of the monkeys didn't do trial and error. They didn't try all these things. All that would happen is that one of the chimpanzees would stop what they were doing, look over at the boxes off to the side, crawl, hobble over there, grab it, move into the center, and then boom, they found it. And so he was just kind of showing that a lot of our learning just happens like snap, like we just get it. There you go. That's insight learning. All right, last thing. Okay, Edward Tolman and latent learning. Edward Tolman and latent learning. Okay, so what this is looking at, what this is talking about is that if you learn even if you don't have to. That's all latent learning is. How many of you who drive knew the first time you got to drive by yourself? How many of you knew how to get to school, knew how to get to your favorite restaurant or place of interest? How many of you knew how to get to your best friend's house or school or whatever? I think I already said those. How many of you already knew that? And the question is why? You've never had to know those things. You don't know how, you don't need that information. Your parents drive you to wherever you want to go. So why is it that you knew that information? The reason is that even though you didn't need to learn it, and remember, like a lot of our examples of learning has been like, well, we want this behavior to change, or you need to learn this in order to, know it for the test. This just kind of happens in the background. There's lots of learning that happens, especially when we don't need it to. We don't need to understand that for a test, or we don't need it we don't need that behavior in order for people to like us or for people to give us some type of reward. Sometimes we just do that thing, and we have that learning. So Edward Tolman is the psychologist that's behind that. You don't need to know his name except for, I think his name is on the exam where it's just like, in Edward Tolman's latent learning or whatever. So his is a name that might be on the exam, but it's just like as part of the thing. It's like an extra clue for you. It's a little gimme. So Edward Tolman did this study with these mice. And so what he would do is he had two groups of mice. One group, he put a reward, a little cheese or food or whatever, at the end of this maze. Okay. Fair, it's not, I wouldn't say, it is unneeded in the moment. It's possible that you could not need it the rest of your life, but it is something that you aren't currently getting a reward for, or it is not currently needed. So yes. So Edward Tolman put these two groups of mice in a maze. One group of mice had a piece of cheese at the end. The other group of mice had nothing. And so the mice that got the cheese at the end, after a few times, solved it much quicker than the mice that did not have a reward at the end. And so they went back and forth. I appreciate that, Anna. I will take that to the bank. That is, I think that's correct. I don't think that anyone has a better beard than I do. We don't have anyone at this school that's got like one of those like Ivan Pavlov beards that's just like, it's just great. So I appreciate that, Anna. I just have a perfectly normal beard. I don't claim to fame anything. I'm trying to think of any teachers that have a really good beard. And there might be someone who does, and I've just offended them terribly. If you guys can think of any teacher that's got a good beard. Anyways, okay. So what they found is that the mice that had found the cheese, or that had the cheese placed, would find it quicker early. But then later on, they gave, after like 10, 15 trials or whatever, where the mice without the cheese still would move through the thing, and they would go slow, they weren't in any hurry. But then when they put the cheese at the end, boom, the mice that hadn't got any sort of reward, they solved it faster than the mice that got the reward every single time they did it. So, sometimes that learning that you get, even if it's not important, it's locked in there. Locked. Okay, cool. That's it. That's all the lecture stuff that you guys need. Easy peasy. How long did that take? That took me 15 minutes. Is that sustainable? I may have to go a little faster. So 15 minutes plus 37, 40, 52. Yikes, we are going to cut it close. We are going to cut it close. Okay, cool. All right. If you have any questions on that, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to keep rolling into posting questions. All right. So, how's everyone's weekend been so far? You guys enjoyed some extra Z's, some extra sleep? Hopefully so. You guys will get a good night's sleep tonight. Got a good exam tomorrow. You guys are gonna do great. Yeah, sure, Sarah. Insight learning is just your brain, like it's just when you know something. That's it. Insight learning is just you, like you're thinking about, like you have a problem at hand, and then you just bam, you just get it. You just understand it. That light bulb moment, that's insight learning. Can you please go over cones and rods and the cell receptors of the ear? Nice, Zoe. 12 hours. Solid. Now, the only problem with sleeping that long is sometimes like the next night, like you're like, I got so much rest, I can't go back to sleep. So, yep, I can do the Young-Helmholtz trichromatic theory. All right, I'm going to put up another question. Difference threshold is what I am looking for. Shrista, get more sleep. Come on, Shrista, go to bed. 10 o'clock tonight. Go to sleep. You don't need to be up for anything. Okay, so rods and cones. Rods and cones are the receptor cells for your eyeballs. Rods pick up movement. They're good in the dark. They're in the periphery of your eye. There you go. Cones are your other receptor cells. They're at the central point of the eye. It's whenever we're like looking at something and trying to focus on it, excuse me, that's what we pay attention to. Your goodness gracious. They pick up color and they aren't very good at night. So there you go. The receptor cells for the ears are the hair cells within the cochlea. Remember that they move around when the fluid ripples when the cochlea vibrates. So, and that's how they pick up information. Young-Helmholtz trichromatic theory. Yes, okay. I'm in, let's see, I can pull this up. Oh, did I put this down? All right, psych. I have it up on this. Where are you? I really not have it on here. Ugh. That's annoying. Okay, I want to go. Let me see if I can pull up a picture. Okay. All right. So, bam. Okay, so the trichromatic theory basically is saying that, okay, you have three different cones within your eyes, and those three different cones pick up three different colors. They pick up blue, they pick up green, and they pick up red. Okay, and so every color that you see is some sort of combination between those three colors. And so when you see someone that is colorblind, sometimes they will have lost all three types of those cones, and they just see, black, gray, and white. Okay. Or what you will have is you will have a person that is lost functioning in one of those types of cones. So they will be people who don't see the color red, or don't see the color green, or they don't see the color blue. And any combination of those colors, they can't see. So that is, there you go. That's the trichromatic theory. Okay, I just wanted to get a picture for you. All right. 5 p.m. yesterday. That is impressive, Madison. That is quite impressive. I don't know if that's good. Oof, Shrista, someone decided to put a test tomorrow? That son of a gun. I genuinely hate teachers like that. Oof, making you like learn things and stuff. Worst. All right, good. Social learning theory is what we're talking about. Was going to watch Shang-Chi today, but the sound in the theater wasn't really working, so we got a refund. No! You braved COVID to go out and watch it. Dang, that sucks. That sounds like a huge waste too, because I bet that was like you had to go in and you were there for like 20 to 30 minutes or something, and then, man, that's lame. Hopefully, it didn't like blow out your ears or anything. Yeesh. 3 tests tomorrow. Oh, good. I'm glad it was good. I haven't had a chance to see it. Yeah, I mean, the big problem is that the storm really kind of screwed us. Like, we were going to have our test on Friday and be perfectly happy with that, but not anymore. Not anymore. No, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen a movie in theaters. We're The movie that Emma and I want to watch is we want to watch The Green Knight. That's the big one that we want to. That's the big one we want to watch next. But it's like $20. It's like, I think it's 20 or $30. It's really, ugh. Dude, that's the best though, Sarah. You go in there and it's like it's you and whoever you're with and nobody else. That's good. Yeah. Maybe if it's all just you, it's good. But if 5 other people is a little awkward. That's true. Cool. Well, I'm glad it's good. Yeah, I had to wait an hour and then they were messing with the sound. Oh my gosh. It's just like, just let me go home. Like, if it's not our future, just can you move us to another theater? Like, can you move us to another room? Sorry, Sydney, that's lame. No, you're good. Oh, yep, that is positive. Yeah, continuous reinforcement is fine. It wouldn't be a fixed interval. Oh, every 5 minutes. No, yeah, yeah. So for every 5 minutes. No, so that's a fixed interval. Yep, that's good. Um, yep, it's not continuous. For every 5 minutes, he sits still. Yeah, no, it's not. You would consider that fixed interval. Yeah, this positive reinforcement, fixed interval, all this would be good. Yep, good, 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 good. Excellent. Okay, the wording on this is different, but use your thinking caps. You should be able to answer this question. Yep, good transduction. Good, 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 good. Yeah, transduction can be like that's the more specific like wording of like that is transduction is the changing of one type of energy into another type, and this is your receptor cells do the very specific change this energy um, into neural impulses. Good. All right, next. I'm just going to try to get through. I'm going to go rapid fire on these questions. I'm going to try to get as many in as I can, as we lost a little bit of time to lecture, so that's okay. Let's see. Do I want to listen to? Tycho sounds good. The AA cousins have got it. Good. I've been trying to think of a catchy name for you two. I don't think AA cousins. I don't know if that works. I don't even know if I like it. The AD cousins. I don't know. I'm still working on it, gentlemen. I'm still working on it. Perceptual constancy is correct. A hill, never put a question mark. Always just punch it in. If you're wrong, it's okay. Don't hedge your bets with a question mark. Are there any Quizlets or Kahoots that are helpful for studying? Maybe Shrista. I don't know. I don't know of any specifically. I've never, like, I'm sure there's a million on I don't know, somewhere. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Okay, I can do this. Hold on, I can do this. Where is? All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go get a tennis ball. I have a million of them, but just not in this room. Well, that was dangerous. The rest of my house is completely pitch black, so I like ran out and didn't have anything to protect myself from banging my knee. Okay. Yes. Yeah. I'm doing the perceptual adaptation, perceptual constancy stuff. Yep. Okay. Oh, perceptual adaptation. Sarah, as a baby, your eyesight is like really weird and strange, and it has to grow. Like your eyes have to adjust to the world. Like when you are first born, the occipital lobe is still like processing, is still like developing, and so phi phenomenon is correct. So you're still like dealing with issues, and like your brain is still trying to process this information out. So that is that is an example of perceptual adaptation. Your eyes are adjusting to the world at the very beginning, but like you can't see for crap the first few months. Like the first month of birth or whatever, like you can't see 6 inches or anything beyond 6 inches is really difficult. Vision distance for infants. I don't know the exacts, and now that I say, I'm like terrified. Yeah, your baby sees things best from 8 to 12 inches away. Yeah. So they don't know. There's like a birth to. There you go. Here's your article on it. Here we go. Birth to 4 months, 5 to 8 months. Yeah, this is where. Yep. See, depth perception. We talked about the thing at 6 months. So there you go. Anyways, okay, I'll leave that up so people who want to can read. All right. Someone asked a question. Dang it. Okay, perceptual constancy. Okay, so here we go. All right, let's see how this bad boy works. Okay, so you have a tennis ball. All right, so this tennis ball you are comfortable with this bright. You know what's crazy is it doesn't look all that bright on the screen, but it looks way brighter in my hand. I do not understand that at all. Like to you, this seems like a like kind of a boogerish green, but in my hand, it's much more lime green. Like because I can see the screen like differential, and then I'm looking at this. So maybe this won't work because we're online. But let's see. I'm gonna turn this light off, and let's see. That's it's still too bright. Let me turn this off. I don't know if that's gonna be too much. You gonna turn off for me? Nope. Okay. No, that's the wrong. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. I want out of that. Okay. All right. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So even with the lack of light, you can still see how bright this is. This doesn't really change, like this doesn't change in brightness, but it should. Like this should be a much darker thing. Look at my shirt. My shirt is totally different. You see the really bright red, but now as it goes back, it is much darker. The tennis ball isn't. Why? Because you are used to seeing this tennis ball. You know what this color is supposed to be. And then when you look at something like this random red T-shirt, you're just like, I don't even know what that is. I don't even care. And so when this light changes, let's see if I can do this. Okay, so boom, boom, when the light changes, you can see the red gets much darker, but the green never changes. Dang, that's cool. Your brain is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Okay, so, okay, that is retinal disparity. Cool, 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 cool. Or no, that is not. Retinal disparity is correct. That is good. Okay, that is perceptual adaptation. Perceptual constancy. Okay. I don't see any OMG emojis. Are you not seeing the same thing I'm seeing? Is it like not as prominent? Have I just what? No, I don't want you to. There we go. Okay, I saw. Okay, thank you, thank you. Goodness gracious. I mean, let me know if that wasn't the actual case. You don't have to, you don't have to tell me. But, or I mean, I want you to tell me. But like, that was even cool for me. Thank you, Ahil. That's what I'm looking for, people. That is what I need. All right. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm telling you guys, your brain is pretty freaking awesome. It does amazing things. So, okay, keep going. Okay, good. Learned helplessness. Okay, good. Hitting you with more questions. We only got a few minutes left. I'm really excited. I was looking at the exam, or when I made the exam, I made it like some of the questions are kind of obnoxiously long. Hey! Hey! Come on. What is this? There we go. Yeah. Good. Positive punishment. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah. Is it a fixed ratio schedule? No, you're overthinking it. Yeah. You're overthinking it there, Fair. All right, let's see. Let me read this. Hmm. Yeah, coming back to this baby thing, like first 2 months of life, infants' eyes are not coordinated. However, if an eye appears to turn in or out constantly, in a validation is warranted. But like, yeah, babies are, I mean, their eyeballs are all over the place. They're still getting used to the world that they have to see. So good. Negative reinforcement. All right, good. Easy peasy. She's on top of it. Yes, generalization. Ooh, good. Madison got it. Good. The hill. Shrista, good. Good, 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 good. That's what I'm looking for. Generalization. I'm rolling. You were running out of time, boys and girls. If you have questions, speak now or forever hold your peace. Yeah, generalization is easy. All it is saying is that when you have a conditioned stimulus, so this is a thing that has been learned, you have a conditioned stimulus that if something is similar enough to it, you might still get a response. So you have your conditioned stimulus, and then you have a neutral stimulus that is similar enough to the conditioned stimulus, then you will still get a response. That's known as generalization. Okay, so let's say that whenever Mr. Monk goes to Kroger, that is Mr. Monk's favorite um, grocery store. Not a fan. HEB's fine. Randall's can get the heck out of here. Walmart, no. Kroger's number one. Okay. So when Mr. Monk goes to Kroger, I usually listen to my own music, but let's just say when Mr. Monk goes to Kroger, they play the same music every single time. Okay. And that relaxes him and makes him feel good. And part of him being there is that he just enjoys, not the music is totally separate. I apologize. Let me just say the music is totally separate. Mr. Monk, when he goes to Kroger, he enjoys being relaxed and grocery shopping. It is something that he just enjoys. Okay. So the neutral stimulus in this case is the music. The music is very nice. Yeah, but Walmart, no, just go to Amazon. Amazon has everything. You don't have to go to Walmart. Okay, so the music that is playing is their neutral stimulus. Every time Mr. Monk goes to the store and gets what he needs, he feels nice and relaxed. And as part of that, there is nice music up in the air. Um, and so later on, he's in his car, he turns on the radio, and music that is similar to the music that he hears on Kroger goes onto the radio. And Mr. Monk then, because it is close enough to the Kroger music, he becomes very relaxed. Or maybe when Mr. Monk goes to Kroger, there is always a specific uh, bagger or cash registrar. And so when he goes, every time he sees the same person, they have a nice friendly conversation, and it's part of the whole process. And then when Mr. Monk sees a person that looks like that person, he might feel really good and be like, "Oh, that's the same person. Oh, my heart feels good. Oh, wait, that's not that person. Oh, okay, whatever." Okay, there we go. That is generalization. Okay. Let's see. That's it. I mean, this test is easy. Like, I don't know. I don't think this test is hard. I think this test is certainly easier than the other one. That is technically just my opinion, but that's all you have to go on. So that's what you got. Okay. You'll be fine, Shrista. It'll be fine. Oi! Come on, you should know this. I don't think I technically don't just ignore the second part. The first part's all you need. Acquisition is correct. Acquisition is correct. Okay, boys and girls. That is my time. Yep, NS becomes the CS. Very good. Okay, that's my time, boys and girls. I've got to get out of here. So thank you very much for hopping on the stream. I hope it was helpful for you. Yeah, good luck. Thank you, man. That was very nice. Yeah, good luck, everyone. Please make sure that tonight you get a good amount of sleep. Tomorrow morning, make sure you get something into your stomach. And then, yeah, we will see you guys during second and fifth period. You'll have a wonderful day, and we will see you guys tomorrow.